Specific plan is a planning tool that we use as a guideline and development. It's for design guidelines and development standards for a particular area of town. This particular area of town is the Millbrae Station Area Specific Plan. That's its title. And it helps to develop development standards and design guidelines for that particular area, being the transit hub that is regional, local, and global. And it allows for there to be an actual sense of place and a theme to be developed within those 116 acres. And it's not just operating on its own. It fulfills the goals and policies of the city's general plan, which is the general plan's guiding light that the council has developed for the future of the community, and allows us to work within those policies and goals of redeveloping the community as well as maintaining the community and what's of value to the community. It was updated in February 2016, and along with that, it was the environmental document was also certified, and that allows for a build-out of 25 years. And so what was identified and analyzed was a total square footage, as I had mentioned before, of office and hotels and residential. Specific plan takes the place of the zoning code with the development standards, because a specific plan allows for you to look at the site individually. Specific plans, as I said, are a great tool for cities to use for redeveloping areas or developing new areas of the community, and looking at a theme and this being the transit theme, and how do we tie everything together and work individually with properties to fit in with regards to sidewalk widths, with regards to architecture. We can develop an architectural theme within that area, and it's an opportunity to really fit with what's involved in a transit community, being the intensification of housing, intensification of employer housing. I mean, not employers, but in jobs. And allowing to continue allow for industrial uses. So that's one area of town. We could look at another specific plan, could be our downtown as a specific plan. It just gives more flexibility and it better, rather than having a standard set of development standards, plus having design guidelines too. And that's inclusive of signs and also for lighting, and so you know where you are. When you go to a particular area, it's distinct to you and it has importance and a sense of place. As far as what can happen is this allows for development to come in, and it streamlines development, that if they're within the constraints of those numbers, that they can move forward more quickly and not having to each do an environmental document. And so right now we have two interested developers that are working towards having their applications be complete. They are having to prepare additional studies for the Planning Commission and the City Council to evaluate, to ensure that the city's quality of life is being retained and enhanced, as well as any other vision or policy or goal that's identified in the general plan is being met. And so these two applications, one is a joint partnership with BART and the developer, and it's redeveloping the parking areas. Again, a transit-oriented development, so it's reducing trips because there will be an intensification of housing within walkability to the transit center, and as well as office, which will be providing the employer for the people to take BART to the employer and not have to walk or drive from that location. And also, we're looking at what's important to the community is providing an economic revenue stream, and that being the hotel. So that's the development we're looking at on the east side. And then the west side developer is also working towards his application being complete. As we use in terminology, we have our planning terminology. So I may be using planner terms every once in a while, and one of them is complete. And his interests as well are as housing, and also can't forget that we do have a requirement within the specific plan for affordable housing as well. The plan specifically allows a mixed use so we have employers, we have residential, we have 1,750 homes that can be developed in this area or redeveloped with what's existing. We have approximately 400 hotel rooms that would be allowed to be developed within this area, and that's inclusive of what's already existing. We have office space of over 1.5 million square feet of office space anticipated. There's been an intensification within this updated specific plan, and it's referred to as transit-oriented development. It's a new type of use that when we process this specific plan update, we also added that definition to the city's general plan. So the general plan now has a very clear definition of transit-oriented development, which is to intensify development and keep and try to reduce the amount of vehicular trips on our already congested roads. There's always the city website, which is always updated, and what's on the city website is the specific plan document, and it has all of the goals and the policies. It has all the development standards, and so there's a really good understanding of what's envisioned by the city council when they adopted this, and what they hear the community wanted, and how we then implement it. And then there's always the public hearings process, and that's always on our website as well, where you could find out when we are going to be having our public hearings. The projects are in coming months. We'll be going through the Planning Commission and the City Council for the review and ultimate approval of these projects, and they are continuing to evolve. Again, as I said, we go through these different types of studies, and also with recommendations from staff and probably recommendations from the Planning Commission and the City Council. So to be involved is to keep up with the website and to see when the hearings will be happening in the coming months.